So here's the deal, with Alton Sterling and I think his name is Philando Castile, they were murdered by the police and whatnot. There's been a lot of police shootings recently, including ones that were on camera. It's really crazy because a lot of celebrities, especially a lot of Caucasian celebrities, have been really stepping up and talking about these different police shootings and whatnot and saying, you know what, Black Lives Matter. And anybody who has a problem with it, go fuck yourself. I mean, Pink spoke up and countless others. I think Sarah Jessica Parker as well. Man, it's like the 4th of July came, and then right after so-called Independence Day, all of these different shootings just came right after that. They just started rolling in. It's been like a snowball effect. It was so-called Independence Day, and then boom, a bunch of people lost their lives like right afterwards. The fireworks went off and they were popping from the police guns. Here's what Kim Kardashian had to say about it. She posted a meme which reads #Black Lives Matter, and she said, "This must end now, link in bio." The link that she was referring to was a link to her website, which is KimKardashianWest.com, where she had an article that she wrote titled "Straight Up." She said, #straight up, #Black Lives Matter. This week, we watched Alton Sterling and Philando Castile, 2 innocent black men, get senselessly murdered by police officers. Like a lot of you guys, I watched the videos and was appalled and completely heartbroken. I was left speechless, angry, and numb. I want my children to grow up knowing that their lives matter. I do not ever want to have to teach my son to be scared of the police or tell him that he has to watch his back, because the people we are told to trust, the people who, quote, protect and serve, may not be protecting and serving him because of the color of his skin. The last thing we need is to fuel anger with more hate or violence, especially toward the many incredible police officers who risk their lives every single day to protect our families and communities. We must peacefully use the power of our voices and the strength of our numbers to demand changes in the judicial system so that brutality doesn't ever go unpunished. It is our responsibility as Americans and as parents to create a safe future for our children. Wait, let me reread that. It is our responsibility as Americans and as parents to create a safe future for our children. Amen to that. We must do something now, capital letters. We must speak up until we are heard and real effective changes are made. Alton Sterling, Philando Castile, Trayvon Martin, Mike Brown, Eric Garner, Freddie Gray, Tamir Rice, Sandra Bland, Sean Bell, and unfortunately so many more. Hashtags are not enough. This must end now. And then she has some links. The first link leads you to, let's see, it says, click here to find your legislator. Then there's another one, donate to Philando Castile's family here. Then donate to Alton Sterling's family here. #Black Lives Matter, and sign Kim. So, whew. Thank you, Kim Kardashian, for letting us know what you think. You spoke your mind. You spoke it well. A lot of people have a lot of hatred and anger for Kim Kardashian because basically they think things about her that are not true. They think she's like not human or something, like she's just this robot because she has these enhanced body parts and whatnot. They act as if she's not human and she doesn't have a heart, when she's actually like the sweetest, basically. It's like, if you really actually listen to Kim when she speaks, she's a really kind-hearted person. You have to just actually listen to her and not just pay attention to the fact that, oh, she's this made-up celebrity with these enhanced parts that wears a lot of makeup that you view as being superficial. Kim is a deep person. She's much deeper than you guys would ever imagine. If you go back and you listen to Kanye West's first 2 or 3 albums, you might say to yourself, well, he may be somewhat superficial, but he definitely has some depth to him. Especially, yes, even if you go into the My Dark Twisted, what is it called? My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, which was Kanye's, was it his 5th or 6th album from 2010? Great album, classic, another classic under his belt. A lot of you may be saying to yourselves, well, damn, how in the world could somebody as deep as Kanye was going it with somebody who's as shallow as Kim? And that's because Kim is nowhere near as shallow as you think she is. She's somebody who's very much aware. There's lots of things about Kim that I may not personally agree with. However, I have tons of respect for her. because she is a decent person, at least from what I've seen, because I've seen all these different sides of her. I actually pay attention to the things that, you know, a lot of the media won't want to cover. Like the things, like, for example, what she thinks about political issues and whatnot. She's a deep person. You need to actually just listen to her, not just look at her. But anyways, man, yeah. Wow. She put a lot of thought into writing that. And I know a lot of you can say, oh, no, she had a ghostwriter. Somebody else sat up there and wrote that mess. Come on now. You know damn well Kim didn't write that. But I think she did. I think that came from her heart. And even if she didn't technically type it, I think that those were her words. Like, she told somebody, say this, you know. So I think that she came up with the words from this speech. And it was beautiful. So thank you, Kim. You know, I'm pretty sure that these words have touched a lot of people. You're an amazing lady. Shout out to Kanye. Kanye, get it together. You're my boy. Anyways, yeah, man, I just have mad love for Kim and Kanye. Never forget, it was Kanye West over 10 years ago that sat up there on TV, risked his career, his young career. Remember, yes, Kanye's been around since the 90s, technically producing for people like the Mad Rapper on his album and, you know, and stuff like that. But if you really think about it, even though he was a ghost producer, even though he's been around for many years, just because he did all these different songs, like I think he did The Truth for Beanie Siegel back in 1997. You got to understand something. Kanye did not really pop off except for as a producer, but he did not pop off as a rapper, which was his dream, until 2004 when his debut album came out, The College Dropout, where he's wearing the backpack and the polos and whatnot. Kanye said during the Hurricane Katrina thing, George Bush doesn't care about black people. That was in around, was it 2005? And now it's 2016. How many people would have risked their young career, risking their... He looked like he was scared as hell to say it, but he was like, you know what? Fuck it. Somebody has to say it. And was it Mike Myers that was with him that looked over him at him like, Ninja, chill. Oh shit. Like, that was a classic moment. How many people would have had the balls to say that? Yeezus. It was Yeezus himself that came and was willing to let his career be crucified. Yes, he was like, even if I end up with a crucified career, at least I spoke from my heart. Now, you already know that a lot of people are going to be mad at Kim Kardashian for saying this, but people are mad at Kim no matter what she does. Same thing with Yeezus. Same thing with Kanye. So anyway, shout out to the family. Shout out to Kim, Kanye, North, Saint, all of them. Shout out to all the Kardashians, all the West. You know, hell, if your name is Kardashian or West and you're not even related to them, shout out to you too. Hell, shout out to the direction West. Shout out to the direction North and the Northwest direction. Anyways, let me know what you think about it all below. Be sure to subscribe to the Meat Magazine YouTube channels. Visit meatmagazine.blogspot.com for more. Follow me on Twitter at Meat Magazine. Kim, I could not thank you enough for saying this. This is so important, and I hope that it opens a lot of people's eyes. And you spoke so much truth, and like you said, we need to use this judicial system to fix things, because it's not just about talking about some Black Lives Matter, hashtag this, hashtag that. It's deeper than that, and you definitely spoke some words of wisdom. So shout out to Kim. Meat Magazine.